Yeah, I'm finally starting to wake up. Let's get into some heavy stuff now.
All right. Let's go back to the original question then, man. Tell me about the first time you discovered death.
The first time I discovered death, I must have been about 4, approximately. Me and my mother and father and a grandmother and a grandfather were driving through the desert at dawn, and man, all of a sudden, a truckload of Indian workers had either hit another car or, I don't know what happened. But there were Indians scattered all over the highway, bleeding to death. So it was my first reaction to death, because these are redskins, and they're just lying all over the fucking road, bleeding to death. So they pull the car up and they stop, and I'm just a kid, so I have to stay in the car with the women, and the cats go back there. My father and my grandfather go back, check it out. And that was my first reaction to death, man. But I had the feeling when that happened, like I didn't want to look back, like I'm just this little, like a child is like a flower, man. His head is just floating in the breeze, man. But I do think that at that moment, the souls or the ghosts of those dead Indians, maybe 1 or 2 of them, were just running around, freaking out, and just leaped into my fucking soul.
Man, I love that story. And it's that experience that inspired Love, Death, Travel. I asked the universe for a sign to pay homage to you in the Doors, and once I received that vision, the story just kind of moved right through me. It was like these ideas just came
Unasked for. They just pop out of the unconscious.
Exactly, man. It's like
vision, or whatever you want to call it. I mean, once the idea is there, it's already happened.
Nice. So what do you think about the story and the direction that it's going?
Oh, I liked it. I enjoyed it. So I think it'll just get deeper and deeper.
Cool. So how would you describe the element in the story of Love, Death, Travel to someone who hasn't even heard of it yet?
Sensuous, evil, a mood of mystery, strangeness.
Rebellion, chaos, disorder, an activity that appears to have no meaning.
And also a little bit of religion thrown in there too.
Beautifully put, man. Everyone who has read it really digs the story, the element, and how I honored you guys.
That's good. I can see why people like it. Well, it's an easy thing to pick up on.
Absolutely. One of the greatest signs I've got when creating Love, Death, Travel was getting a call from Ray Manzarek on your death day to tell me that he enjoyed the script. To me, as a fan, as a creator, it's super symbolic.
July 3rd. July 3rd at 2:29 p.m.
President Ray Manzarek finished your script. Very interesting, very unusual, very clever. I like it a lot.
That's beautiful, man. You are really out of sight.
Jim, man, I appreciate it, man, but it's all about you. Inspire me to create this piece of work. And unfortunately, with the positive comes the negative. I mean, a lot of people fear change and fear the idea of making this kind of combination happen.
Well, they just have to fend for themselves. I think it's going to become an increasingly important art form. I think that it's going to become increasingly significant in the next 3 or 4 or 5 years.
Man, I believe it. I mean, even in a short period of time, I have seen many good things happen with this project, and also I've seen a little downfall, like that time I gave the script to the wrong person.
You inject it in the bloodstream of reality, and a lot of strange beasts are created.
Man, that's the truth. But on the other hand, I'm trying to get to the right people to show them the possibilities and the potential of the story and the concept. But, when they're not receiving the message, it kind of makes me feel like I should give them Love, Death, Travel as a whole.
I know, but you shouldn't. You should try and...
You know how difficult it is to break into the movie game.
But, there's one thing in this dream of autonomy that we're forgetting. It's one of the horrors, but also one of the great beauties, is that somehow coming from nothing and struggling and contending all those things somehow makes you more knowledgeable and more aware and stronger in a way.
Right on, man. So what's your advice on creating the project?
The only way you could do it would be decide not to play all the games. A hero is someone who rebels or seems to rebel against the facts of existence and seems to conquer them, but obviously that can only work at moments. It can't be a lasting thing. That's not saying that people shouldn't keep trying to rebel against the facts of existence. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows is right. I'm just trying to do something positive with honoring a vision, trying to make the best out of a situation.
If you find yourself in a situation, you just have to go with it. Then you just cope with it second by second.
Almost anybody can get one chance these days to make some kind of film.
So you think I have a chance to create Love, Death, Travel?
Yeah, just, you're a completely equipped human being. It's just that one shot.
Man, I'd love that shot. Jim, what do you think that people really want in an artist, creator, musician,
What the people want, they want an artist or a band to come along that's just totally casting aside all the past and all the business associations.
Speaking of business associations, what would you tell the Doors with the sole purpose of creating Love, Death, Travel?
We're doing this for a reason. It's not because we're out here to make a lot of bread off you people,
Well, that's the damn truth.
No doubt, man. Jim, you've been very influential in my life, especially with these latest projects I've seen through the Mystic and Love, Death, Travel. Observing me, I was wondering if you can give me a little bit of advice on creating these concept ideas.
It just seems like you have to be in a constant state of revolution or you're dead. There always has to be a revolution. It has to be a constant thing, not something that's going to change things and that's it. The revolution solved everything. It has to be every day.
Right on. So, Jim, how do I produce these offbeat, ideas and concepts that haven't been done yet?
If you run into some good luck and you get some money, right, then I think you should just keep pouring it back into creative ventures, that are creating new things, and you can't ever go wrong,
Man, that's exactly what I want to do, man. So, Jim, what kind of advice would you give to an artist as a creator who wants to open up, new levels of thinking and creating?
Confront your mind with questions, which to me is what all art is about, is kind of a self-interview in which you pose yourself questions and try and come up with a reasonable answer.
Man, I love it. I'm going to take your great advice and take it back with me to the waking world and apply it to my life. And speaking of the waking world, man, I got to get back. Clock on the wall says it's time to close.
Is it time?
It is, man. But Jim, I want to end this by just saying that I'm, truly grateful for your influential presence in my life for the past 20 years. And thanks for this meditational journey and, of course, your storytelling and wisdom, man. Thank you.
Hey, listen, man, you're getting the benefit of my grand Irish wit all over the place.
Oh, you know it, man. Jim, until we meet again, man, take care.
See you later. Have a good night.